Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.
Fonz, your car almost got stolen the other day.
Yeah.
You want to tell that story?
Yeah, bro, so I went to a local meet, you know, just another night in the good old, you know, Michigan, local Michigan meets, whatever. And we enjoyed our time, and I don't know, man, like we all went cruising and whatnot. Nothing really popped up on my phone and whatnot. It wasn't until we pulled up to a gas station that my phone got a notification saying that there was an AirTag activated with my car, and that it's moving with me. Whatever, we're driving and driving. I'm like looking at the GPS and it's still with me and whatnot, and we're on the highway. So I text my other buddies, hey, someone put an AirTag in my car. Let's pull over somewhere so we can find it. And we pull over, we go look for it, and we couldn't find anything. But then I looked at the GPS and it looked like it got like maybe flew off my car somewhere on the highway, because that's where the GPS stopped it. But yeah, man, I mean, I still got it, so no one really stole it yet.
The car theft world in like Michigan, unfortunately, we get a lot of car thefts. Usually it's just like charged and challengers.
Usually it's the more scat backs and whatnot, you know?
It's the Mopars because like they're easy to steal. Yeah. But
my Evo, like out of all cars, you know, not only is it a manual, but like why? And a lot of people know my car in the area, so like if I say it's stolen, everyone's gonna be looking for that car. Yeah. So I mean, kind of ironic, but whatever.
Watch out for your cars, boys. So it's another night and another video and another car meet. Tonight, we are at the Modded Detroit meet. I'm gonna show you guys around. This thing right here to start off the meet is freaking sick.
Got a lot of detail on this car.
I like this a lot.
Look at this brake kit.
Bro, what?
They treat their, at least their tanks. They treat their tanks like slaves.
This meet's kind of cool because it's like multiple different areas. There's this lot, there's another lot over there, there's a couple different lots. But I like this blacked out GT500 though. How do we do on the food search?
We're gonna go, I don't know.
What was your problem with my driving today?
You're like a 2-year-old.
This is your chance. This is your chance to tell the world.
Everyone over here is like, we're not gonna go fast because we got forced induction cars. Cayleb is over here shifting like it's Fast and Furious, shifting 16 times in a mile.
I got tempted.
As soon as that Forza soundtrack turned on, there was just no going back. I'm really rocking with this build, guys. I think this is pretty clean. So a lot of the problems that these local car meets that I go to have is that they all get shut down, and there's cops here already. This is a legal thing. There's like permission to be here by the city and everything, but yeah, it's just a common problem because people act like idiots. There, the Policia. This is one of the secondary lots I was talking about. So we got some cool stuff here, like this wrap here also. That's kind of the similar Nutto Gray on that M4. Another cool little wrap. This Cadillac coming is sick. I think that might be a Blackwing. Oh, it is. Look at the license plate. That's a dope color too. It looks like ketchup and mustard. Guys, I need your assistance. You need to yell at me every time in the comments when I spend money because, dude, I'm trying to film a video, okay? Can you, like, be courteous for 1 second, please? Heat up your sandwich. Yes. So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, you guys have to yell at me every time I spend money because I'm really getting a bad habit of spending money. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Zach, I miss Buc-ee's.
I never had Buc-ee's food, though.
Buc-ee's food's pretty good. So boys, the vet is all packed up and we are going on a road trip. This is a very exciting road trip. We're going to race. So the reason why we're going on this road trip in this video is because we are driving to Street Car Takeover. Right now, we are in Detroit, Michigan, and we need to go all the way over to the other side of Michigan to the Grand Rapids area. This is actually going to be the first time I've ever raced competitively, and this one is very special because it is a roll race. I've never done a roll race before, ever, well, legally. So this is pretty cool. Kind of like a regular drag race where you race the quarter mile. This one, you basically start further back and you cross the starting line going 40 miles an hour, and then you continue on the whole quarter mile. This is some of the equipment we have. This is a pretty cool event, Street Car Takeover. This is my race suit. I picked up one of these. This is our helmet. I'm gonna get into that. That was a pain to figure that thing out. So this helmet right here is DOT and Snell approved. You can kind of see it on the back there. And I'm actually not allowed to use that helmet in this race. Now, it took me a while to kind of register for this thing. It's been on my radar, but I was just filming other videos, doing things, and I didn't get around to registering until just recently. And basically, I didn't have the proper equipment in time, so we need to go buy a helmet right now. It took me practically forever to figure out where to get a helmet because a lot of them you all had to order, and I just didn't have that time. I wouldn't be here in time for the race, so I needed to get one. So right now we are going to meet up with somebody on Facebook Marketplace to pick up one that is SA approved. This one is an SA 2015. So what that means is basically it looks like every 5 years they come out with new like regulations, and these helmets actually expire for drag racing and like a motorsports racing. That's why we needed to get one that's 2015 plus, and the SA is the type of approval that it is. But we've got a long way to go. We just started our road trip, so I'd say about 3 hours left on the clock. It is a brutally hot day here in Michigan. It's about 95 right now. Good day to close the windows and rip some AC all the way there. If you've ever dealt with people on Facebook Marketplace is great. You can get some great deals. You can get some cool stuff for pretty cheap. However, you have to take everything with like a grain of salt. Sometimes the people you're dealing with, I used to sell a lot on Facebook Marketplace, and the people you would deal with where they would bail on you, they would ignore you, they would not respond, just things like that. So we are just gonna pray to God that this person follows through with the deal. I told them we were gonna be there at about 8 o'clock. It's around 4 p.m. now. So let's just like cross our fingers, because if they don't, then I don't know how we're gonna race. So I'm just driving along, listening to my true crime podcast, eating my slices of pizza, and I look at my GPS and I see this right here. Almost a 1 hour traffic delay. Nonetheless, we're at about the halfway point. We're in like Lansing, which is kind of like middle of Michigan. It's actually the capital of Michigan, for those of you who don't know. We just stopped at a rest area, but back on the road. We've got a little intermission here. We are doing a taste test, a Bang taste test. This is the Star Blast flavor. I had to pull over and get some caffeine because I was really sleepy, and I didn't want to be falling asleep at the wheel. All right, starting her off, nice firm crack. Tastes like red, white, and blue. Tastes like just how it looks. 6 out of 10. I think now is as good a time of any as to reveal this video's sponsor. This video is sponsored by my Instagram. So make sure to check it out. Cayleb was very generous to sponsor this video and paid for everything. So make sure you give him a follow on Instagram. I post a lot of content there, so I hope to see you along. If not for me, do it for Turbo the Penguin. Guys, I messed up. We're on a dirt road. This is not good. This is not what Chevy had in mind. So before the race tomorrow, I'm gonna do a little bit of maintenance / cleaning this thing up. As you can see, this car is like very dirty from our long road trip. And also, I kind of just want it to look good. My wheels, look at the amount of brake dust. Look at that. I don't even want to get this all over my hands, but like, that's what they're supposed to look like. So to start off this cleaning process, we're just gonna grab this brush here and get to working. Everybody knows that the brush is the best way to clean your car. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't use the brush on your car. What I'm actually gonna do now is I'm gonna change the clutch fluid. You need to change the clutch fluid. All right, technically that's not 100% true. I had to change out the reservoir, and I have to like flush the reservoir. It's this kind of weird thing that the C6 has. So this right here, this little guy, is the clutch fluid reservoir. It's probably gonna be really dirty if we open this up. Yep, see that? It's like black and disgusting. And there's like, on the bottom there, there's like a little bit of like, little floaties going around there. That should not be there. That's kind of just all the used up, dirty clutch fluid stuff that was in my line, and that just got pushed out through there. So we're gonna clean all that up and then replace it with some new stuff. After a while driving this thing, you can kind of tell when like the shifts are feeling a little weird and it's just not feeling how it should, not as smooth as it should. And if it gets bad enough, I notice that I miss shifts. Maybe that's just a placebo, but I think that it's a little bit worse. One of these days, guys, we're gonna actually like have someone detail this thing really, really good. There's a lot of like little micro scratches and things on here. This is probably the dirtiest Corvette in Michigan, but I don't really have the money right now to pay someone to detail it. I'm kind of in a tough financial spot right now. But one of these days, we're gonna get this Le Mans Blue looking just as good as it really should. So I actually made this little kit just for this reason of getting rid of this clutch fluid. This is something that I kind of have to do quite frequently, so I'm used to it by now. The clutch fluid is actually just .4 brake fluid. So to start off, I've got this little towel around here. You don't want to drip this stuff on your paint, so I'm going to slowly get rid of it. And then after that, got this little funnel so we can fill the new stuff back in. In between, we kind of have to pump the clutch to get it cycled through a little bit, so we might have to do this more than once, but we'll see how clean it is when we do it the first time. This is what it looks like. See how it's in that little syringe? So I just kind of suck it out and then get rid of it.
I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that.
All nice and clean. Now I'm gonna give this boy about 30 solid pumps. Gotta put the cap back on first, forgot about that. Now let's check her out, see if we need to do it again. Nope. Maybe a teeny tiny bit of discoloration, but nothing bad at all. Usually you can kind of see from that center hole down there, you can see like the darker colored like sludge or water or whatever it is coming back up there. Now it's time to wash this whore. Definitely not gonna do it by hand. There's a touchless over there, so we're gonna pull it in there, do the touchless, pull it back to dry. I wanna look good while I'm gapping Hellcats, so we're gonna select the deluxe wash today. We're gonna splurge. So if you stand all the way back here, it kinda sorta looks clean, but just don't get any closer. It is officially that part of the video where we get to do a cool unboxing. Now this is the Pyrotech racing helmet. This is the one that I needed for the race. Thank God that the guy pulled through. He was super nice. This is why we need it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Right there where it says SA 2015, a special rating that we need for racing. That's why we needed this helmet. This thing is pretty much brand new. He told me that he tried it on when he bought it, and he did one track day in it, so relatively brand new. You'll see, it looks really nice. Nice little red case here, very nice. And there she is. That's the new racing helmet. It's like this gunmetal gray. I think it looks really sick. We are going to need to do a YouTube handle somewhere right here. I was thinking on the back, but it's got these approvals here, so we might have to run it on the side. I don't know, I'll take a look at that in a minute. But very nice, pretty much extremely clean, like no dents or anything. Looks really nice. So here it is. This is the new me. The best part is I got this thing for a steal. Normally, I think these helmets run like $250, $300, maybe even a little bit more. At least this model. Some of them can be like $1,000, but I think this one's around the $250, $300. And I got this thing for $100 and pretty much brand new. We also got a fireproof racing suit, but I think we're gonna have to save that one for the next video. In the next video, we are gonna be roll racing at Street Car Takeover. So make sure to subscribe and check that one out. It's gonna be a very cool video and I'm very excited. It's gonna be my first time competing and roll racing, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's gonna be a good time. As always, I really appreciate you guys checking this out. Thank you for everything that you do for the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.